Hi, good morning, boys and girls. This is Mama John. We are back again, and this time we want to show you how to transplant your seedling. This seed has sprouted and has grown into about 4 leaves. If you start to see roots coming out from the bottom, then it has to be transplanted. You have a choice of transplanting into this bigger container if you want to do it in-house, or you can actually transplant into here, and then from here you transplant into the soil. When the roots are coming out from the bottom of the container, it needs water. So that's the reason why we have to give them more soil so that they can absorb more water and more nutrients. Otherwise they'll die. You would have to go to Home Depot or a nursery place to buy soil. You see something like this. So you have the petioplast, you have the embedded, and you have a lot of other types of soil. And if you're asking your parents to buy soil, then they're gonna get confused. Then you look for this label right here. OMRI stands for Organic Matter Research Institute, meaning to say that the ingredients that we have here, all in the bags, are organic matter, and actually they are very good, very appropriate for our use. So you just buy one bag, because the soil that we have here, they already have some ingredients, some minerals in it, but when the plant starts to grow, it needs a lot of nutrients. So we're gonna kind of add a little bit of nutrients to our soil, something called fertilizers. Fertilizers will actually enhance, will promote the plant to grow. You're gonna use the mixing ratio. So I'm gonna use, there's instructions at the back right here. Maybe your parents can help you do the instructions. So I'm just gonna kind of mix it in. The small little seedling will go through a process called shock. Shock is just like, when you go into a different environment, you feel like, you're out of place. So the plant feels the same way too. The plant needs to adapt to the new environment. We have to kind of make them comfortable as much as possible, give them a lot of nutrients. It's just like when you're young, your parents give you a lot of, nutrients so that you can grow very rapidly. And we do that to the plant too. You're gonna put a little bit of soil at the bottom here. So which is about half, about half. So you're gonna put it into your pot here. Now, if you feel like the top part of it is in your way, you can actually remove that. Okay. If they're in your way, you can just remove them. Only the top part of it, and they're very easily torn apart. And you still maintain the bottom part of it. Okay. All right. So now it makes life easier. Use your 2 fingers and place in the middle of the container, and you will put your soil around it. Okay. And then you turn it to this side and just holding it in place. Okay. And then you use 2 fingers and just press it in, and then kind of move the plant a little bit to make sure that it's vertical. And in doing so, you are chasing the air pocket. You do not want air pockets to be in the soil. You want to fill it up until you have about a distance from the rim of your box. The reason being that when you water next time, you do not want the water to escape. You want the container to hold the water so that it seeps into the soil. So as soon as you get it done, remember you have to water it. Water it around the plant. Don't water it on the plant, because you may actually break the plant, and you can see the water is seeping into the soil. This is complete for the first stage of transplantation. And then you're gonna let it grow. Okay. Grow for maybe about a couple of weeks. Then your plant is going to become something like this, or something like this. And then you may see some roots coming out. So which means to say that now you're ready for the next stage of transplantation. Okay, so after you found a good place, and you're gonna dig a hole. So the hole is about, let's say, 3 times wider than the size of the box. Not too deep. Okay. and you kind of measure it. So it's about this deep here, maybe a little bit deeper. Yeah. The reason being that we want to put some good soil at the bottom, so that it will promote the roots, you know, at the early stage to actually take off. Yeah. It has been mixed with this what called fertilizer here. I'm going to put some of this at the bottom. Okay. Yeah. You know, this way. Again, I'm going to just kind of put some water in it. Besides, use the 2 fingers to kind of grab the stem of the seedling, and you're going to turn it upside down, and you give it a small tap. Okay, you can see there's a couple of earthworms in there too. It's very wet, and you're going to turn it this way and hold it with the book and put it in the ground. Okay, I recommend that you use a soil that you bought. Okay, so initially you just use up all the soil that you have, that you make. Adjust the plant to make sure that it's vertical, and then press it down a little bit to chase out all the air pockets. The bottom of the plant here is lower than the surrounding, so that when you water, the water is going to kind of, you know, stay in here and sit into the ground. If you have some extra soil from what you dug out, and just put it around it. You have it transplanted, you water it again around it. Okay. Not on the plant. You can feel it, the soil is wet, okay, which is good. The sun is beating on the plant, and most plants will go through the shock process. So how do we make sure that it gets less shock, that it can grow better? You cut some branches from the tree around your house that has some leaves, see where the sun is coming from, and you kind of put the plant in the shade. Okay, the shade, and you have to check to make sure that the soil is wet. You may have to water it daily, and check back in about 2 weeks to make sure that you have new leaves, and then you can remove that.